Matteo DeLuca's tattooed hand came down hard on the linen-covered table. "Say her name like that again," he said quietly. "And this dinner ends very differently for you." 10 minutes earlier, Claire Donnelly had been sitting alone beneath the amber lights of Bellanova, pretending the edge of her black heel wasn't cutting into her skin. Rain streaked the tall windows overlooking downtown Chicago, turning headlights into blurred ribbons of gold. The restaurant smelled of polished walnut, red wine, and wet wool from expensive coats. Claire checked her phone. Her blind date was 18 minutes late. She considered leaving, but she had spent too many months letting embarrassment decide where she could stand, sit, or breathe. So she stayed at the next table. 3 men in dark suits spoke in voices low enough to disappear beneath the soft piano music. Claire noticed the man facing her only because the waitress nearly dropped a tray beside him. Claire caught the edge before the glasses tipped. "Got it," she whispered, steadying the silver tray. The young waitress mouthed a grateful thank you. The man watched Claire return to her seat. He looked to be in his early 40s, with black hair combed neatly back and a charcoal suit worn open at the collar. A dark tattoo climbed the left side of his neck and disappeared beneath the fabric. Matching ink covered his hands and ran across his fingers. But nothing about him felt careless. Every movement was controlled. "Bianca's father expects an answer tonight," said the younger man beside him. "The Santoros won't hold the route open forever." "Then let them close it," the tattooed man replied. The third man lowered his voice. "This is not only business. Matteo, your uncle has already promised them a marriage." Claire looked away before Matteo could catch her listening. Her stomach tightened. She knew what it felt like to have family turn your future into a transaction. Her father had been dead for 6 years, yet every month she still mailed a payment toward the debt he had left behind. $48,000 remained. No bank would explain where the original loan had gone. No lawyer could tell her why the interest changed every year. She only knew that if she missed the payments, the small brick house where her father had raised her would be taken. The front door was open, releasing a gust of cold air. Claire looked up, expecting a stranger from a dating profile. Instead, Derek Calloway walked in wearing the navy overcoat she had bought him for his 30th birthday. Beside him stood Evan Mercer, the man Claire had come to meet. Derek smiled as if he had planned the moment down to the second. "Claire," he said loudly, still wearing the dress. Evan stopped beside the table, already looking uncomfortable. Claire felt heat crawl up her neck. "What are you doing here?" "Derek, helping a friend avoid an expensive mistake." Derek pulled out the empty chair and sat without permission. He glanced toward Evan. "She's nice, really. But you should know about the debt before dessert." The fork in Claire's hand went still. Matteo stopped speaking at the next table. Derek leaned closer, enjoying the silence he had created. Her father left her with nothing but a house she can't afford and a bill she'll never pay off. Claire forced herself to meet his eyes. "Get up." Derek laughed. "Come on, Claire. He deserves the truth." Then he opened his leather folder and placed a yellow document beside her untouched wine glass. At the bottom was a faded black seal. Matteo saw it. His expression changed. He rose slowly from the next table, and every man near the bar went quiet. Claire looked from the seal to the tattoo on his hand as he reached for the paper. "Where?" Matteo asked Derek. "Did you get a DeLuca family note?" For one long second, Derek forgot how to smile. His eyes moved from Matteo's face to the dark ink curling over his fingers, then up to the charcoal tattoo rising along the left side of his neck. Around them, silverware stopped clinking. Even the piano seemed quieter. "I do not know what you were talking about," Derek said, but his voice had lost its polish. Matteo lifted the yellow document without sitting down. "That seal belonged to my grandfather. It was retired 14 years ago." Claire stared at him. "Your family issued this, not legally." His eyes moved across the page, calm and unreadable. "And not to your father." Derek reached for the paper. Matteo's tattooed hand settled over it first. He did not squeeze. He did not raise his voice. He simply looked at Derek until Derek leaned back. Evan cleared his throat and glanced toward the exit. Maybe I should go. Claire turned to him. You knew he was coming. Evan's face reddened. Derek said he only wanted to make sure everything was honest. Honest? She let out a small laugh that held no humor. You let him turn my life into a presentation before I even ordered dinner. Derek rolled his eyes. Claire, stop acting wounded. I was trying to protect him. You owe nearly $50,000. Your house is tied to the debt, and you refused a perfectly reasonable solution. You mean the papers you tried to make me sign last week? Claire asked. That caught Matteo's attention. He placed the note on the table and looked at her. What papers? A transfer agreement. Derek said one of his clients could absorb the debt if I signed over my father's house. That house is barely worth the balance, Derek said quickly. It was charity. Claire reached for the document and turned it toward the light. She had seen the numbers 100 times, but something felt different now. The interest column did not match the payment history. The fees appeared under different company names, charged on the same dates for the same amounts. Her pulse sharpened. You double the servicing fees. Derek's jaw tightened. You do not understand financial restructuring. I understand subtraction. She slid her finger down the page. This company billed me in March, and this one billed me again 3 days later. Same amount, same reference number. Matteo looked at Vincent Rizzo, who had risen from the next table. Take a picture of every page. Vincent pulled out his phone. Derek stood so fast his chair struck the floor behind him. You cannot copy private records. Matteo finally looked directly at him. You brought them into a public restaurant and placed them in front of a DeLuca. His voice stayed low. That was your mistake. Derek glanced toward the bar, where 2 men in dark coats had quietly shifted closer. Claire noticed the fear in his face and hated that part of her felt relieved. She did not want Matteo to frighten him for her. She wanted the truth. Who sold you the debt? She asked. Derek said nothing. Claire stood, smoothing the black dress over her slender frame. Her knees were unsteady, but her voice was not. You knew my father. You knew what this house meant to me. So tell me who gave you that note. Derek's eyes flicked toward Matteo, then toward the restaurant entrance. This is bigger than you, Claire. Matteo moved between her and Derek before Derek could take a step closer. The gesture was quiet, almost automatic. His broad shoulders blocked the room from her view. Then explain it, Matteo said. Derek swallowed. Not here. Matteo reached for his coat. Good. He looked at Vincent. Opened the private dining room. Then he turned to Claire, leaving enough space for her to choose. You can walk away now, Miss Donnelly. Claire looked at the forged seal, the double charges, and the man who had spent months using her father's death as leverage. She picked up her purse. No, she said. I have been walking away from this debt for 6 years. Her eyes met Matteo's. Tonight, I want to know who put it around my neck. The private dining room smelled of cedar, old wine, and the faint smoke of a fireplace that had gone cold hours ago. Vincent closed the door behind them, and the noise of the restaurant disappeared. Claire stood near the end of the long table, one hand wrapped around the strap of her purse. Derek took the chair farthest from Matteo, though no one had told him where to sit. Matteo remained standing. He removed his jacket and folded it over the back of a chair, revealing more charcoal ink along his forearms beneath the rolled cuffs of his black shirt. The tattoos did not make him look reckless. They made him look marked by promises no one else in the room understood. Start with a name, Matteo said. Derek rubbed his palms against his trousers. I was approached through a client. A name. Matteo repeated. Anthony Santoro. Vincent stopped taking photographs of the document. Nico, who had followed them into the room, muttered something under his breath. Claire looked from one man to another. Who is Anthony Santoro? Matteo's expression did not change, but the silence around him hardened. The brother of the woman my family expects me to marry. Claire felt the meaning settle heavily in her chest. This was no longer a crooked financial agreement between Derek and some collection company. Her father's debt was tied to a family powerful enough to arrange marriages like business contracts. Derek leaned forward. I did not know the note was forged. Anthony said the property secured an old obligation. He wanted the transfer completed before the end of the month. Why? Claire asked. What is inside the house? Derek looked at her, then away. He never said. You expect me to believe that? Her voice sharpened. You built an entire blind date just to embarrass me into signing. But you never asked why someone cared so much about a 2-bedroom house on the south side. Derek's face flushed. You would not answer my calls. Because you lied every time you opened your mouth. Nico shifted near the wall, almost smiling. But Matteo gave him a look, and the room went still again. Claire placed the yellowed note flat on the table, under the brighter light. She noticed a line of numbers near the bottom, half covered by the old seal. They were not part of the loan agreement. They looked like an account reference. Vincent, can you enlarge the photograph? She asked. He handed her his phone. Claire studied the digits, then pulled up the payment records Derek had brought. Her heartbeat quickened. This number appears here too. She pointed to a service company listed on 3 separate statements. But the company changed names twice. Vincent leaned closer. Shell Corporations. Matteo watched Claire. Not the papers. What do the dates tell you? The first charge came 3 days after my father died. She swallowed against the sudden pressure in her throat. The second came the week I tried to refinance the house. Every time I got close to clearing the debt, another fee appeared. Derek pushed back from the table. I have told you what I know. I am leaving. Matteo stepped sideways, blocking the door without touching him. The ink on his fingers flexed as he rested one hand against the polished wood. You came here to strip a woman of her home in front of an audience. He said, now you are uncomfortable because the audience changed. Derek's breath caught. Claire moved beside Matteo, not behind him. Did Anthony tell you where he got the original file? Derek stared at the floor. He said it came from the DeLuca archives. Nico swore softly. Vincent went pale. Matteo's gaze turned cold enough to empty the warmth from the room. Only family has access to those archives. Before anyone could speak again, the overhead lights flickered once, then twice. A sharp crack struck the outer window. Glass fractured across the corner of the room. Matteo moved instantly, pulling Claire down behind the heavy table and covering her with his body. As another crack sounded from outside. Stay low, he said. Claire smelled cedar, gun oil, and rain trapped in his shirt. When the room fell silent again, she saw a thin line of red spreading across Matteo's white cuff. He had placed his arm between her and the breaking glass. Then Nico looked toward the dark window and whispered, they knew exactly which room we would use. Matteo did not move until Nico gave a sharp nod from the window. Street is clear, Nico said. Whoever did it is gone. Claire was still crouched behind the table, one palm pressed against the carpet. Her breath came to fast. Broken glass glittered across the floor like ice. Matteo shifted away from her, and only then did she see the cut along his forearm. It was not deep, but blood had soaked through the edge of his white cuff and darkened the tattoo beneath it. You are hurt, she said. I am fine. That is not what I said. Matteo looked at her for a long second, as if people did not often correct him. Then he glanced at Vincent. Get Derek out through the kitchen. Keep him somewhere safe. Derek stared at him. Safe from who? Matteo's voice went flat. That depends on how much more you remember. 2 men entered through the side door and escorted Derek away without raising their voices. Claire watched him go, anger burning through the fear. He had humiliated her, lied to her, and helped someone target her home. Yet the look on his face now told her he was frightened too. Maybe Derek was not the center of the trap. Maybe he was only the easiest piece to move. Matteo picked up his jacket with his uninjured hand. You are coming with me. Claire straightened. That sounded like an order. It was. Then try again. Nico looked down, hiding the beginning of a smile. Matteo's jaw tightened, but he stepped closer without crowding her. Rain tapped against the cracked outer window, Someone knew where you would be tonight. He said. They knew Derek had the note. They knew which room we would enter. Your apartment may already be watched. Claire folded her arms. The movement pulled the black fabric of her dress close against her slender frame. But she no longer felt exposed. She felt angry. And your solution is to take me somewhere controlled by your family? My family is the reason I do not trust public places right now. The admission changed the air between them. Claire looked at the tattoo climbing the left side of his neck, dark against his skin, then at the blood slowly spreading across his cuff. He had covered her without thinking, not because she belonged to him, not because anyone had ordered it. He had simply moved. Where? She asked. A private apartment above an old tailor shop. No staff, no cameras tied to family security. Vincent stepped closer. Matteo, Salvatore will hear about this before we reach the car. Let him. The Santoros will call it an accusation. They sent Anthony's name into this room. Matteo's gaze sharpened. They made it one. Nico checked his phone. Uncle Salvatore is already calling. Matteo ignored the vibrating sound in Nico's hand and looked at Claire instead. You can leave on your own, Miss Donnelly. I will not stop you. But I cannot promise the next person who finds you will ask questions first. Claire hated that he was right. She also hated how safe she had felt for one brief second behind him. I have conditions, she said. Of course you do. I keep my phone. I keep the documents. No locked doors. No one searches my purse. Matteo nodded once. Agreed. And you let me clean the cut before you ruin another shirt. Something almost human moved behind his eyes. You negotiate strangely. You protect strangers strangely. A faint pause settled between them. Quiet and charged. Then Matteo held out his uninjured hand. The charcoal ink across his fingers looked severe beneath the warm light. Claire did not take it. She walked past him toward the door. After 2 steps, she looked back. Are you coming? Matteo picked up the forged note and followed her. Behind them, Nico finally answered the phone. Claire heard an older man's voice through the speaker. Cold and furious, bring the woman to me. Matteo stopped in the doorway. His expression became still. No, he said. Then he ended the call. The apartment above the tailor's shop was nothing like Claire expected. There were no marble floors, no armed men lining the hallway, no framed photographs of powerful families pretending they had never hurt anyone. The place smelled like old wood, clean soap, and coffee that had been sitting too long in the pot. A narrow staircase led up from the dark storefront, where faded suits still hung behind dusty glass. Matteo unlocked the door with a brass key and stepped aside. No cameras, he said. No staff. The lock works from the inside. Claire entered slowly, still holding her purse and the folder against her chest. The apartment was small by Matteo's standards, maybe 900 square feet, with worn hardwood floors, a leather couch, shelves of old books, and a kitchen table scarred by years of use. His black coat landed over the back of a chair. Without the jacket, the tattoos along his forearms were fully visible. Dark charcoal lines disappearing beneath his rolled sleeves and continuing over his hands. Claire pointed toward the kitchen. Sit. Matteo raised an eyebrow. You always order people around in their own homes. Only when they are bleeding on the floor. It is barely a cut. Then you should survive the bandage. He sat, more out of curiosity than obedience. Claire found a small medical kit beneath the sink, exactly where he told her it would be. She washed her hands, then pulled a chair close enough to examine his arm. Up close, she could see the ink beneath the shallow cut, a pattern of black roses and narrow lines that looked almost like handwriting. Does it mean something? She asked. Matteo watched her clean the wound. Everything means something. That was not an answer. It was the only one you were getting tonight. Claire pressed gauze against his skin. He did not flinch, but the muscles in his hand tightened once. You do not like being touched, she said. I do not like being surprised. You stepped in front of breaking glass for someone you met 20 minutes earlier. His eyes lifted to hers. That was not a surprise. That was a decision. The quiet that followed felt heavier than the danger at the restaurant. Claire looked down and taped the gauze in place. There. Try not to act invincible for at least an hour. I will consider it. She stood and noticed a photograph on the bookshelf. Turned face down. Beside it sat a neat stack of tuition receipts from a private high school outside the city. Claire picked up the top page before she could stop herself. These are not yours. Matteo rose immediately. Put that down. His voice was not loud, but the softness disappeared. Claire set the paper back. I was not trying to pry. You were reading. I was looking for a reason someone like you keeps school bills next to a locked drawer. Matteo stared at her, then exhaled through his nose. The students are children of workers who died in the warehouse fire. Claire went still. The same fire connected to my father. Yes, you pay their tuition. The company pays it. The company with your signature on every receipt. He looked away, jaw tight. Their parents were owed more than apologies. Claire studied him. The dangerous man from the restaurant was still there, and the controlled posture and the ink across his knuckles. But so was something quieter, something he clearly did not want witnessed. Why hide it? She asked. Because kindness becomes leverage in my family. Before Claire could answer, her eyes caught an old leather ledger on the lower shelf. A folded piece of paper marked one page. She opened it carefully and found her father's name written in faded blue ink. Thomas Donnelly. Next to it, in a woman's handwriting, were 5 words that made Claire stop breathing. He saved Matteo's life. She looked up slowly. Matteo had seen the page. Whatever softness had entered his face vanished. Close the book. He said, not until you tell me why my father's name is in your mother's handwriting. Matteo closed the ledger with one tattooed hand. But Claire kept her fingers on the cover. Do not shut me out now, she said. The apartment had gone so quiet that the old refrigerator clicking in the kitchen sounded loud. Rain tapped against the narrow windows. Matteo stood across from her in his black shirt. Collar open, the charcoal tattoo on the left side of his neck disappearing beneath the fabric. For the first time that night, he looked less like a man controlling a room and more like someone deciding which truth would cost him less. 14 years ago, he said, there was a fire at one of our warehouses near the river. Claire's throat tightened. The fire my father was blamed for? He was never responsible. Matteo moved to the window, but did not look outside. Someone had been stealing from a compensation fund, money meant for workers and their families. Your father found the missing payments while reviewing the books. Claire remembered the envelopes that had arrived after Thomas Donnelly died. Past due notices, legal threats. A debt that seemed to grow every time she got close to understanding it. Why did he not go to the police? He tried. Matteo's voice was low. Then he learned the people he planned to trust were already being paid to look away. Claire pulled out a chair and sat because her knees no longer felt steady. And you? Matteo looked down at the bandage around his forearm. I was 27, angry, convinced my last name made me untouchable. He paused. I went to the warehouse after receiving a message that someone wanted to meet. It was a setup. Your father found me inside after the alarms failed. He got me out before the building collapsed. Claire stared at him. He never told me. That was how he protected you. Matteo opened the ledger again and turned to a page filled with old account numbers. He took copies of the records, the missing money, the false companies, the names behind them. Then he hid the originals. In our house, Claire whispered. Matteo nodded. That is why they want the property. Anger rose through her slowly. Hotter than panic, they made him look like a thief. Yes, they made me pay back money he never borrowed. Yes, Claire stood so quickly the chair scraped across the floor. And your family allowed it. Matteo did not defend them. That hurt more than an excuse would have. My uncle Salvatore approved the internal report, he said. He convinced the family your father had taken the money and disappeared with the evidence. My father died 6 months later. I know. Matteo's jaw tightened. I learned the truth too late. Claire turned away, pressing one hand to her mouth. She could see her father at the kitchen table, sorting bills under the weak yellow light, telling her not to worry. She had believed shame was what made him quiet. Now she understood it had been fear. Anthony Santoro is involved. Matteo continued. The companies on your statements lead back to accounts connected to him. Claire faced him again. Then we take everything to federal investigators. Matteo's expression hardened. That could expose people who had nothing to do with this. People in your family, children, employees, families who depend on legitimate businesses. And what do you suggest? She asked. Your rules, a closed room, and another secret buried for 14 years? The words landed between them. Matteo took one step closer, then stopped, leaving space between their bodies. I suggest we find the original records first. And after that, I deal with Salvatore. Claire shook her head. No, you do not get to turn my father's life into another family punishment. The law will not keep you safe, maybe not. But if you protect me by becoming the same kind of man who destroyed him, then you are not protecting me at all. Matteo stared at her, anger and something quieter moving behind his eyes. Before he could answer, his phone vibrated on the table. Nico's name appeared on the screen. Matteo answered. He listened without speaking, then looked at Claire. Salvatore has called a family dinner for tomorrow night. He said he wants the ledger, the note, and you at the table. Claire felt the room turn cold. And if I refuse? Matteo's tattooed fingers tightened around the phone. He said your aunt in Milwaukee will not make it home from work. Claire did not sleep. By sunrise, she had called her aunt twice and heard enough ordinary complaints about traffic and bad coffee to know the woman was still safe. Matteo had moved her quietly to a hotel under another name. But Claire understood what the threat meant. Salvatore could reach beyond Chicago whenever he wanted. By 7 that evening, a black sedan carried Claire and Matteo north along Lake Michigan toward the Santoro estate. She wore a simple black dress with a high neckline and clean lines, elegant without trying to impress anyone. Matteo sat beside her in a charcoal suit, his collar open around the dark tattoo rising along the left side of his neck. Matching and covered his hands where they rested against his knees. He had barely spoken since they left the city. You can still stay in the car, he said. Claire looked through the Rain Street window at the stone mansion ahead. And let your uncle decide what happens to my family without hearing my voice. This room will not be fair. Neither was the last 6 years. Matteo turned toward her. His expression remained controlled, but she saw the tension in his jaw. Stay close to me. Claire met his eyes. I will stand beside you, not behind you. Something softened in his face. Understood. Inside, the dining room smelled of white roses, expensive tobacco, and meat roasting somewhere beyond the carved wooden doors. Nearly 20 people sat around the long table. Conversation stopped when Matteo entered with Claire at his side. At the far end, Salvatore DeLuca raised a glass as though welcoming honored guests instead of people he had threatened. He was silver-haired, broad, and dressed in dark blue. Anthony Santoro sat to his right. Beside Anthony was Bianca Santoro, poised and beautiful in ivory silk, her expression unreadable. There she is, Salvatore said, the woman causing so much confusion. Claire felt Matteo's tattooed hand hover near the small of her back without touching. He was ready to steady her, but he left the choice hers. I believe the confusion started 14 years before I walked into this room, she said. A few men shifted in their seats. Salvatore smiled. Thomas Donnelly's daughter. He always had a talent for making trouble sound noble. Matteo's palm struck the table. The glasses jumped against the linen. You will speak about her father with respect. The threat in his voice was quiet enough to be worse than shouting. Salvatore's smile faded. Careful, Matteo. Family is watching. Good. Matteo remained standing. Then they can hear every word. Anthony leaned back. We came to discuss a marriage, not an old accountant. You used that accountant's daughter to force a property transfer. Claire said, you also charged the same debt through multiple companies. Anthony glanced at Salvatore. It lasted less than a second, but Claire saw it. So did Matteo. Bianca lowered her napkin and spoke without looking at Claire. The doors will lock when dessert is served. Claire's pulse stumbled. Bianca lifted her wine glass as if she had said nothing unusual. There is a service hallway behind the west panel. She continued softly. Do not wait too long. Salvatore tapped one finger against the table. Matteo, announce the wedding date, then give me the ledger and Miss Donnelly's documents. We end this embarrassment tonight. Before Matteo could answer, the doors opened. Derek entered carrying a leather folder. His confidence had returned, but it looked borrowed. Claire forged the records, he announced. She created the whole story to get close to Matteo. Claire stood slowly. Then you will not mind hearing your own voice. She placed her phone on the table and played the recording from Bellanova. Derek's words filled the room, clear and ugly, admitting Anthony had paid him to secure her signature. When the recording ended, no one moved. Salvatore's eyes turned cold. Take her phone. Two men stepped forward. Matteo moved in front of Claire, his shoulders blocking their path. Then he removed the heavy DeLuca ring from his tattooed hand and placed it on the table. If this family survives by threatening innocent women, he said, then it is no longer mine. Salvatore gave a small signal. Every door in the room locked at once. The locks clicked at the same time, one after another, sealing the dining room in a ring of polished wood and silence. Claire felt every person at the table stop breathing. Matteo did not turn around. He stayed between her and Salvatore, broad shoulders squared, black suit still buttoned. The charcoal tattoo along his neck dark beneath the chandelier light. Open the doors, he said. Salvatore lifted his wine glass. Sit down, Matteo. You are confusing emotion with authority. No, Matteo replied. I am finally separating them. Anthony Santoro rose from his chair. You walked into our home, insulted our family, and brought a woman who recorded private business. Claire stepped out from behind Matteo before he could stop her. I recorded a man admitting he was paid to steal my house. Her voice shook, but it carried. That is not private business. That is proof. Salvatore looked at her the way men like him looked at problems they believed money could erase. You should have taken the offer, Miss Donnelly. Matteo's tattooed hand tightened at his side. Do not speak to her again. Claire touched his wrist. It was a small gesture, but he went still. Let him talk, she said. People tell the truth when they think they have already won. Across the table, Bianca lowered her gaze toward the west wall. A narrow panel stood between the paintings. Claire remembered the warning. The service hall. Salvatore noticed the direction of her eyes and smiled. There is nowhere to go. Then the lights went out. Darkness swallowed the room. Someone shouted. A chair scraped hard across the floor. Claire felt Matteo's hand close around hers. Firm but careful, pulling her against his side. Nico, he said into the dark. From somewhere near the kitchen came Nico's voice. You have 90 seconds. Emergency lights flickered red along the baseboards. Matteo guided Claire toward the west panel while voices rose behind them. The room smelled of spilled wine, hot wiring, and expensive tobacco. Bianca appeared beside the wall and pressed a hidden latch. The panel opened a few inches. Go, she whispered. Matteo looked at her. Come with us. Bianca shook her head. If I disappear now, they will know I helped you. Claire caught her hand. They already know. For 1 second, Bianca's perfect composure cracked. Then she pushed the panel wider. The stairs lead to the old boathouse. Matteo moved Claire into the passage first. The hallway was narrow and cold, with stone walls that smelled of damp earth. Behind them, Salvatore's voice thundered through the dining room. Matteo, if you leave, you lose everything. Matteo stopped. Claire turned back. In the dim red light, the tattoos across his hands looked like black fractures. That is what he wants, she said, for you to choose between me and your family. He already made the choice for me. Matteo reached inside his coat and pulled out a small encrypted drive. He pressed it into Claire's palm. Every account I control is on this. legal and illegal. Names, payments, records. Enough to end the DeLuca family as it exists. Claire stared at him. Why are you giving this to me? Because I trust your choice more than I trust mine. The words hit harder than any declaration could have. At the end of the passage, Nico opened a steel door. Rain blew in from the lake, cold and sharp. A boat waited below the stone steps. Matteo touched Claire's cheek with the back of his tattooed fingers. Barely there. Take the drive. Go to the federal authorities. Do not come back for me. Claire looked at the man who had spent his life protecting a family that had betrayed him. Then she closed her fingers around the drive. You still do not understand me, she said. She handed the drive to Nico. Send everything. Matteo's face changed. Claire, I am not leaving you alone with him. Behind them, the panel slammed open. Salvatore stepped into the passage. Holding a gun low at his side, Claire moved beside Matteo instead of behind him. It is over, she said. The files are already gone. Salvatore raised the gun, but Matteo did not reach for one. He stepped in front of Claire, the tattoos across his hands dark against the red emergency light. Move, Salvatore said. Matteo stayed where he was. No. The word was quiet, final. Rain blew through the open boathouse door behind them, carrying the cold smell of the lake into the narrow passage. Claire could hear Nico speaking into his phone at the bottom of the stairs. Confirming that the files had been sent, Salvatore's face changed when he understood. The accounts, the names, the old payments, the truth about Thomas Donnelly. None of it belonged to him anymore. You destroyed your own family for her, he said. Matteo looked at Claire over his shoulder. No, I stopped destroying other families for mine. Footsteps filled the dining room beyond the passage. Anthony appeared first, followed by Vincent and several members of the DeLuca Council. No one stood beside Salvatore. Vincent held up his phone. The records are already with federal investigators and our attorneys. We all have copies. Salvatore looked around as if authority could be recovered by staring hard enough. I built everything you have. You built it on debts that were never yours to collect. Claire said. Her voice no longer shook. You called fear loyalty because it was easier than earning respect. Salvatore aimed the weapon toward Matteo again. Matteo could have moved. He could have ended the threat under the rules he had lived by his entire life. Instead, he slowly lowered his tattooed hands to his sides. Put it down, he said. You do not deserve to become the reason I lose myself. For a moment, Claire saw the struggle in his face. Violence would have been faster. It would have satisfied the room. It might even have felt like justice. But Matteo looked at her, and the decision changed. Salvatore finally lowered the gun. Vincent took it from him, and the men who once answered to his orders stepped aside as authorities arrived at the estate. 3 months later, the DeLuca name still existed, but the empire did not look the same. Illegal businesses were closed, properties were sold. A public compensation fund was created for the warehouse families, and every surviving worker received the money that had been taken from them. Matteo lost half his influence and most of the men who had once called themselves loyal. He kept the transportation company, the restaurants, and the employees who had done honest work. Derek lost his license and faced fraud charges. Anthony entered a cooperation agreement. Bianca left Chicago and opened her own design firm in Boston, free from the marriage that had been arranged for her. Claire recovered her father's house. Behind a loose panel in his study, she found the original records and a letter written in his careful handwriting. He told her that courage was not the absence of fear. It was refusing to let fear choose who you became. On a rainy Thursday evening, Matteo asked Claire to meet him at Bellanova. He sat at the same table where she had first seen him, dressed in a black suit with the collar open around the charcoal tattoo on his neck. No guards waited nearby. No folder sat between them. When Claire approached, he stood. You do not have to do that, she said. I know. He pulled out the chair, then waited for her permission before touching it again. Claire sat. Matteo took the seat across from her. I spent my life believing protection meant standing in front of people. He said, you taught me that sometimes it means standing beside them and accepting the choice they make. Claire looked through the window at the Chicago rain. And sometimes love means refusing to save someone from the consequences. That might finally make him honest. A faint smile touched his face. Is that what this is? Dinner, she said. Start there. He nodded and handed her the menu. Power had once meant that rooms went silent when Matteo DeLuca entered. Now he understood that real power was quieter. It was the strength to put down a weapon, surrender an empire, and let another person remain free enough to walk away. Claire stayed, not because he had rescued her, but because she had watched him choose honor when fear would have been easier. And Matteo loved her not because she needed protection, but because she had forced him to understand what protection was supposed to cost.